welcome to Glorified Gutsy Gaming. I'm Jake, and today we are unboxing Star Trek Ascendancy's Borg Assimilation game expansion set. It is co-op and solo play. Contains 1 command console, 1 Borg cube card, 7 system discs, 30 command cards, 20 technology cards, 20 Borg exploration cards, 21 plastic nodes, 5 plastic cubes, 5 plastic spires, 9 dice. And it says, resistance is futile, prepare to be assimilated. In the far reaches of the galaxy, the Borg have been discovered. They relentlessly seek out developed worlds with powerful weaponry and advanced shields. The technologically superior Borg will let nothing stop their assimilation of all known civilizations into their collective. Will you be able to slow their advance? Will you be able to rise to victory before being absorbed into the Borg collective? Discover Borg cubes, Borg worlds, and Borg technology among the stars. With machine-like precision, Borg command cards direct Borg cubes towards their next target. And defeat the collective, mass your fleets, and seize Borg technology from defeated cubes. Can you claim victory before you are assimilated? Go ahead and open this up. Alright, we've got our rule books. It's a little thicker than normal. So I'll start here, I guess, and then work on. I'll start here. The Borg are not controlled by a player, but are a threat to all forces in the galaxy. Adding the Borg also allows you to play games with 1 or 2 players. Rules for that are farther in. We got components, the console that we're looking at, just showing the different stuff. Delta Quadrant Connection. There are 2 ways to add the Borg to your games of Star Trek Ascendancy. You can either discover the Borg as you explore the galaxy, or play with a Delta Quadrant connection from the beginning of the game, dramatically increasing the Borg threat. If you want to play with a Delta Quadrant connection, use all cards in this expansion, including those marked with a red Borg symbol, which I guess is this here. There are 5 red command cards, 10 red exploration cards. In addition, the Transwarp Hub system disk is marked with a red Borg symbol. During setup, place the Transwarp Hub in the center of the board, about the same distance from every home system. And then there's a setup for 3 or more players, the exploration setup, the system disks, assimilated players. I'll read the 3-player setup and then move over to the other side. For the 3-player setup, first decide if you're playing with the Delta Quadrant connection. With the red Borg cards, the Borg will start the game on the table. When playing without red cards, you'll encounter the Borg through exploration cards or by discovering a Borg phenomenon. And then winning and losing versus Borg. The Borg are not controlled by a player, but represent a threat to all players. If at any point the Borg have 5 spires in play and need to place a 6th, the Borg have defeated the players. The Borg have conquered the galaxy and all players have lost. Civilization may survive in small pockets of futile resistance, but the Borg have become too strong to stop. To win the game, a player needs to achieve an ascendancy or supremacy victory while holding back the Borg threat. If there is only 1 player left who hasn't been assimilated, they'll need to win before they are absorbed by the collective. Alright, so you're going to have to take down the Borg before winning. So this should probably add some time to the game, which I don't remember how much it said, probably an extra hour. Home system assimilation. If a player's home system is assimilated by the Borg, they have been fully absorbed into the collective. The Borg collective has assimilated all their technology and tactics. Resistance would be, at this point, futile. Remove all the assimilated players' remaining ships. For each system they control, remove their control node and place a number of warp tokens on the system equal to the number of resource nodes on the system, marking the system as a level 1, 2, or 3 independent civilization. These systems can be invaded or taken via hegemony by the remaining players or assimilated by the Borg. Assimilated players. A player whose home system is assimilated by the Borg has become one with the collective. They will now contribute their knowledge and expertise to the collective. After a player is assimilated by the Borg, they gain some measure of control over the Borg's turns. If more than one player is absorbed by the Borg, each assimilated player receives a different random turn order card and will take a full Borg turn when it is their go. With multiple assimilated players, the Borg will be taking multiple turns every round. Wow. Here's a quote from Q down here. It says, "You can't outrun them, you can't destroy them. If you damage them, the essence of what they are remains. They regenerate and keep coming. Eventually you will weaken, your reserves will be gone. They are relentless." And then we go over their build phase and command phase. Engaging. So then they've got a whole set of their own rules here. Movement. Reclaiming Borg worlds. So the Federation is allowed to reclaim a Borg world. They are normally not allowed to invade a planet, but apparently they are allowed to do that with the Borg. Alright then. And then the special 1 to 2 player rules. In a 1 player game, the victory condition remains the same. Achieve 5 Ascendancy before being assimilated by the Borg. To increase the challenge, try moving the transwarp hub disk closer to your home system at the start of the game. Victory in a 2 player game. In a 2 player game, the first player to achieve 5 Ascendancy wins. If one player is assimilated by the Borg, they use the rules for assimilated players as in larger games. It is now their goal to assimilate the remaining player. And then there's a summary on the back. They receive a random turn order card. On their turn, if the transwarp hub is in play, roll to see if it generates a new Borg cube. Then they have their build phase. Place a Borg node if there is an open space, or place a Borg cube on spire if the nodes are full, or launch the cube atop the spire and remove that spire's nodes. And then their command phase, it attacks player ships, draw a command card and execute the command. Attempt to assimilate a developed system if possible. Alright. So a lot in that book. And then we've got Borg Cubes combat. Borg Cubes begin combat with 9 attack dice. Cubes lose 1 attack die for each hit scored against the cube. When attacking, cubes regenerate 1 die for each 6 they roll. If a cube loses all 9 dice, the cube is destroyed. And then we've got the command board. They've got their hits. So no matter the number of worlds that they have in play makes them stronger. So with no worlds, they're a 5+ hit, just like all the basic players. And then they increase here. And then on their turn, I think that is all the stuff I read before. And then we've got our transwarp hubs and other tokens. Electrokinetic cloud. Borg cubes which end their movement in this phenomenon are destroyed. Ships in this phenomenon may not be attacked and do not block other ships' movement in any way. There's a transwarp conduit. When you take the research from this phenomenon, roll a die. If a 6 is rolled, place a Borg cube in the system. And then we've got a couple nice looking planets and production and culture, and another transwarp hub, or a transwarp hub. Allows warp travel to and from transwarp conduits. Enjoy, because there's one here. And then we've got another conduit, more research production nodes, and then they've got their own token here. And I don't remember what those tokens were. And then we got their own set of dice. So they're small, kind of like the base set dice, but have their own color. They look a lot nicer. And then we've got the cubes. The Borg cubes, and there's a hole on the bottom. Quite hefty, and then more culture nodes. And then this, I guess, is their control node. And then this is their thing that goes in the control node. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks nice. And then they've got a couple research and production nodes in there. And then we've got their cards and their tech and exploration cards. Alright, so I'm going to look at exploration cards now. Assimilation level 1 civilization. So it's the same as a regular level 1 civ, but move nearest Borg cube to this system or place a new cube or if there are no Borg cubes in play. And then this is the same as a level 2 civilization, and it's the same effects as the other one. And this is the same as a 3, and the same effects. And then this one just says Borg cube. Place a Borg cube in the system. Isolated Borg drones. Draw a number of Borg tech cards equal to your Ascendancy. You may choose one to develop. It's pretty cool. If there are Borg in play, move the nearest Borg cube to this system. If not, place a new Borg cube in this system. So same as the other things. Place a Borg spire on this system. That's a bad one. Don't want that. Place a Borg spire on the system, so there's another one. Transwarp beacon. If there are Borg in play, move the nearest Borg cube to this system. If not, place a new one. So that's pretty standard, it seems like. And then roll to hit with all ships in system. If you score at least one hit, take a Borg technology card. If no hits are scored, move the nearest Borg cube to this system or place a new Borg cube if there are no cubes in play. And then more Borg drones, so the same one as before. Draw 2 Borg tech cards. You may choose one to develop. It's also pretty good. Place a Borg spire with 3 assimilation nodes on this system. That's a bad one. That's worse than the other ones we saw. Place a Borg cube in this system. Place a Borg spire with 2 assimilation nodes on this system. With 1 assimilation node. And then there's another level 1 damaged Borg scout sphere. Roll to hit with all ships in system. If you score at least 1 hit, take a Borg tech card. If no hits are scored, it's the same thing. Another level 3 and another level 2. Let's look at that tech that these cards are talking about. Alright. So there's 0, 1, 2, 0, 0. I was looking to see if there was a starting one, but I guess there's not because they're not a regular player. In a space battle against a cube that has taken 5 or more damage, you may discard this card and one of your ships from the battle to destroy the cube. Okay. You will no longer have to spend a command to attack the Borg. On your next turn, or on your turn, you may exhaust this card to refresh one of your commands. At any time, you may pay 1 research and exhaust this card to ignore all hits scored against you in a round of space battle. When you destroy a Borg cube or reclaim a Borg world, take 1 research token for each of your completed Borg advancements. On your turn, you may take 2 culture and discard this card. When you launch projects, you may choose to draw advancement cards from any civilization who has been assimilated or is not in use this game. Ooh, I like that a lot. I think that's pretty cool. On your turn, you may exhaust this card to add a number of warp tokens equal to your completed Borg advancements to one of your ships or fleets already at warp. Cool. At any time, you may discard this card to add +2 to your hit rolls in 1 battle against a Borg cube. In combat with the Borg, your ships count as having a shield modifier of 1. That's good. In the first round of a space battle, you may discard this card to score 3 additional hits. This may be used during any player's turn. Discard this card to re-roll all your failed to hit rolls in a single combat round against the Borg. On your turn, you may discard this card to move a Borg cube up to 2 systems away from its current position. The cube may not be moved through other players' ships, but may be moved through your ships. During the Borg turn, you may discard this card to end the Borg turn immediately. On your turn, you may discard this card to add 2 warp tokens to all your ships and fleets already at warp. When you complete this card, immediately upgrade your shields at no additional cost. Discard this card when completed. When you complete this card, immediately upgrade your weapons at no additional cost. Discard this card when completed. Exhaust this card during the Borg turn to discard a drawn Borg command card and draw a different command card. While you are in combat with a Borg cube, you may discard this card to reset the Borg shields to 0. Borg cubes no longer regenerate in space battles in which you have ships participating. Once per turn, you may spend 1 research to issue 1 extra command. Alright, those are the technologies. And then we've got Borg command cards. I assume most of these are going to be similar. Move towards the nearest home system or star base or whatnot. It says place a Borg node on all Borg worlds with fewer than 3 nodes. Do not move this cube this turn. There's 2 of those. And then there's a couple of these with different levels of warp tokens on them. It says move cube up to 1 system or 2 systems or 3 systems. Move cube up to 2 systems towards nearest connected player, ship, or fleet. After moving this cube, initiates a space battle with all adjacent player ships. Move 2 systems towards the nearest connected developed system, towards the nearest connected starbase, towards the nearest ship or fleet, and then it starts fighting. Move 2 systems towards it, 3 systems towards a developed system. So they're pretty much all the same idea. It tells you where to move them to and how far they move towards that thing. Oh, and then here's those red cards that we read about that you use under the certain circumstances. The Borg turn ends immediately. Do not move this cube or draw a command card for any remaining cubes. Move cube up to 2 systems towards nearest connected player ship or fleet. After moving this cube, initiates a space battle with all adjacent player ships. Give the Borg the turn order 10 card. At the end of the game round, the Borg take another full turn. Move all Borg cubes up to 2 systems towards closest Borg world and build up to 2 Borg nodes on each Borg world a cube reaches. Move all Borg cubes up to 2 systems towards closest Borg world, and build up to 2 Borg nodes on each Borg world a cube reaches. And that is everything inside the box and on the box. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.